Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So I'm still rocking with the same build, Adamancipators. The build might seem a bit strange on first sight, you know, you're running stuff like Sega Slides, right? It kind of blocks you from using other spells and traps. But still I prefer Call by the Grave in the main deck because of Maxi. But the thing is that, and that's the reason why, you know, because of the video, is that sometimes you're like grinding yourselves, or at least yourself, as high as possible up on the ladder, and sometimes you just have like a big bad beat. Your opponent just has like the nuts over your face, and this is what happened in this particular duel. And I mean, Adamancipators is Adamancipators. It's pretty broken on Master Duel. It's pretty much one of the best decks. Block Dragon is still at 3, even though if Konami, you know, decides to like hit us with a ban list, I hope they release something, right? New content, potential ban list to spice things up, maybe a new event. Not sure if we can expect a Synchro or Fusion event soon. It might be late March. Hopefully not, but I mean, we need new content, right? But yeah, anyway, so what I was saying is that I believe this is pretty much going to be the best end board that the deck can make. I mean, you're ending on stuff like Appaloosa. You're going for Savage, and I believe I make the choice not going for Dweller, but going for Dragite, so the level 8 Adamancipator Synchro. But I feel that going for Dweller is most of the time just the correct or the better choice. I mean, if you have the opportunity to, first of all, go for, you know, Savage. Savage is your level 8 to go to boss monster. Because of Union Carrier, you want to put your Buster Lock, at least you want to put the Buster Lock up for your opponent. You know, you can't let your opponent use their extra deck. Fantastic opening move against basically any deck. Single duels that you have no clue what your opponent is playing. Just go for Savage, Buster Lock, Masquerina for the potential Unicorn bounce during their turn, and, you know, Appaloosa. But this. Okay, so I use Ash Blossom on Desires. Obviously, Call by the Grave is chained, and here I was like, yeah, the droplet is there, obviously. So I go for the bait. I use Dragite to negate, try to negate Call by, and obviously droplet hits the board. And this is the perfect scenario, like the perfect case, how to beat this particular deck, right? Just droplet, and preferably a couple of activated spells that you can just send to the graveyard because of the tribute cost for Droplet. But the thing is that, and that's something I kind of like for Adamancipators, is that, okay, if your opponent does have like Dark Ruler no more, Forbidden Droplet, there is still the Buster Lock that's still intact. So your opponent needs another follow-up play like Duster, Lightning Storm, maybe, yeah, maybe Lightning Storm, obviously, Cyclone, you know, Spell and Trap Destruction, Twin Twister, and obviously the Cyclone was there. I watched his list in, you know, like the replay after, and I saw he was running one Cyclone, which he drew off of Desires, and if it wasn't for Cyclone, again, I would, well, depends, probably would have had the duel, but so it is what it is. So what I was saying is that, like, if you do have another level 8 Synchro play at the end of your first turn, your opening turn, here in this case I went for Dragite, so the level 8 Synchro for Adamancipators, but I don't think that's the correct choice. Going for Dweller is probably the better play, especially like here in this case, if your opponent does have like multiple outs, or like Lightning Storm into Raigeki or something like that, right? You want to have follow-up plays, and the follow-up plays are eventually link up to Access Code Talker and potentially go for game. And how you do that with Access Code, you know, popping stuff, with Block Dragon as a big beat stick, plus another level 8 Synchro, which is potentially Dragite, which, you know, could clean the board by bouncing stuff. So that's why I prefer just keeping Dragite in the extra deck. And here, I was like, beating myself. The thing is that, like, a couple of duels before this particular duel, I was running Herald of the Arclight in the extra deck, you know, the level 4 Synchro that has like that Omni-Negation effect. And here I eventually, you know, a couple of moments ago, I revealed the, whatchamacallit, Doki Doki. And, you know, that's basically a level 4 Synchro play. So if Herald was there in the extra deck, then this would have been my duel. Again, the Herald would have negated the Revolt, and, you know, I would have had another monster on board, plus Herald, plus Block Dragon Engrave, and then, you know, that Cerberus, Block Dragon searches, and, you know, that's game for me, because I can go for Access Code Talker and follow it up with a couple of extra deck plays to clean the board first of all, and still have, you know, a couple of negations during my opponent's turn. But yeah, the Call by the Grave not enough, and I needed another monster for, you know, here in this case, Block Dragon to go off. But it is what it is. That's the thing, right? It's a big bad beat, And stuff like this happens sometimes on the ladder. But I mean, it's still Adamancipator. It's still a super consistent deck. I still prefer this particular build with Sekka. You always want to go first. It just makes your first turn opening hands much more consistent, because there's a couple of bricks in the deck, like the Aliance is kind of a brick. The Prankit water monster is a brick. The Buster Blader equip one is also a brick that you can just send back to the deck with Sekka's Light. So that's why I kind of prefer it. Plus, Sekka's Light, you know, when activated, most opponents will just Ash Blossom that. So you could, like, follow it up with basically any Adamancipator monster. And the thing is with the deck is it doesn't change. The reason why it's so strong on Master Duel and their format is Block Dragon. Block Dragon give you more searches and establishing your board with at least one Omni Negation, probably a Dweller, a potential Masquerina, you know, bounce during your opponent's turn. You have Union Carrier to equip Buster Dragon, or, you know, the Buster Lock from your deck to Savage, and of course Appaloosa for more monster negations. Like, this particular field is so easy for the deck, and it kind of feels unfair. So Savage hits the board, being the Omni Negation, plus, you know, more hand traps in the hand as well. So Block Dragon hits the field as well. I kind of like double Gigantus. I like sometimes I don't really need to search the smaller pilots, you know, the level 2 tuners, but sometimes I just search double Gigantus to, you know, follow it up with another like rank 4 Exceed play, for example. I always special summon everything in attack, even though the potential Lightning Storm might be there. But I mean, if your opponent does have like the nutty hand of like Lightning Storm Raigeki or Dark Ruler Raigeki or whatever, yeah, whatever. It is what it is then. But there were times I was special summoning stuff like Savage in defense, and then you're playing against the most random decks that just eventually attack over Savage that way, because its defense is a bit, well, it's like what is it, 2500? So the thing is that you're running against, or you could play against so many decks. So I just, you know, put everything in attack, like Savage, and like the rest are probably Link monsters and the Dweller. Like, most of the time, just go for Dweller because it's so strong against True Draco, against Phantom Knights, Burning Abyss decks, against, you know, Tritron, Tri-Brigade, and like the list goes on. So most of the time, Dweller is probably the best, or, you know, the better play. So double Gigantus search, and here, yeah, one of the scenarios, it's fine, because again, the Reptide is still there for the potential reveals. I kind of need to reveal a level 2 tuner. Not sure if that line was the best play. Well, I did have Appaloosa for a potential, you know, Nibiru. So I was kind of lucky, I guess. I mean, the chances of hitting like one of the level 2 tuners were kind of high. And I still think I had an Helgi there, right? I think so, not sure. So, yep, pretty standard opening play. Again, making sure that Masquerina is in the middle and Union Carrier is on the left, so Unicorn could potentially get like a draw, right? A bounce and a draw. And this is kind of sneaky. So we now know that it's pretty much, Numeron, right? Numeron OTK. And like always, when your opponent has like a Cyclone or Duster to hit your back row, I always let it go through because of this. Because of Raigeki, because of like Lightning Storm, because your opponent always has that, and like as soon as you see that your opponent is playing Numeron, you can definitely be sure, because those decks, they want to go second and they are maximizing out on those cards, the Kaijus, Triple Lightning Storm, Duster, and you know, like the good stuff to give them advantage when they go second. So this should be pretty much my duel. So Adamancipators, the thing is I'm hoping that Konami like implements a ban list soon. Probably not. I think we have to wait one more season, because I think there's like 30 days left on like the packs. But I hope that one of the events is coming out on you know, Master Duel as well. The Synchro event or the Fusion event, to spice things up. We need more content, different content, because like ranking up for now feels kinda a little bit lackluster because of the rewards. But that's probably something for another video, but it is what it is. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Liet hem staan, out. Peace.